Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service National Forecast for Monday. Well, we'll start off, as always, by taking a look at the satellite picture. You can see out towards the east a swirl of cloud wrapping around that area of low pressure. In amongst that, one or two thunderstorms this morning towards parts of Wairarapa up towards Manawatu. It's brought some fairly active weather, but we are going to find that starts to clear off as we head through the next few days, pulling away towards the east. And there's still plenty of clear, dry and fairly settled weather down across most of the south and a bit more cloud being pushed in towards those northern parts of Canterbury. A few showers there first thing, but they'll clear off through this afternoon. You can see though that low pressure always quite close to that far southern and eastern part of the North Island, bringing a few more showers in through Wairarapa through the daytime. Quite persistent through there as well, so worth keeping an eye on the radar charts there as we head through the day. Elsewhere, not a bad story up towards the likes of, say, Auckland and Northland. Generally fine, dry and settled, and that high pressure pushing across as we head through towards tomorrow should give us a pretty decent day. As we head through the night time tonight, you can see those showers continue to feed in towards those far southern parts, perhaps even a few in towards the likes of Wellington first thing for the early hours of Tuesday morning, but generally there's a lot of dry on these charts. We are going to keep an eye down towards the far south though. Some wet weather starting to creep up there as we head on in towards Tuesday. As we head through the nighttime, here's a look at those nighttime temperatures. A bit of a chilly old night, especially where you see some clearer skies and some light winds down across the south line. Perhaps a frosty old start today for Tuesday. And similarly up on towards the north line, temperatures of 1s and 2s for those inland areas. Around the coast, 5s and 6s for the likes of, say, the eastern coast for Hawke's Bay and up towards Gisborne. As we head through towards Tuesday, you can see there's plenty of dry weather up towards the likes of Northland and Auckland. A few showers around this eastern coast. Might find one or two in towards Wellington first thing, but the main activity will be down towards the south as this next area of wet weather pushes in towards Fiordland through the daytime, perhaps in towards the likes of, say, Stewart Island. But most spots, I think, on the South Island looking pretty dry as we head through the daytime. However, when that rain piles in, it will be quite heavy, especially for the likes of those southern parts of Fiordland. So there is that severe weather watch out, sort of a warning out for you for the latter part of the day. For the North Island, you can see the low pressure sits out towards the east. It wraps around a bit more cloud in towards Hawke's Bay, up in towards Gisborne. A few showers to watch out there. Elsewhere, things are generally looking pretty decent. Might catch an isolated early shower towards Auckland before dawn, but most of the time that'll clear off and from fine, dry and settled weather across the bulk of the North Island. Like I say, for Wellington, the Wairarapa, perhaps a few early showers, they'll clear off through the morning and not a bad looking afternoon. In terms of our temperatures, still a little bit on the cool side, but highs back to around about 17 degrees Celsius for Auckland, and then a cool night as we head through in towards the early hours of Wednesday. For the south side, look at all that clear sky. A touch more cloud down that western coast, and we are going to find that heavier rainfall pushing in towards Fiordland through the daytime. That warning for you starts from around about 5 o'clock on Tuesday, runs through towards Wednesday, and there's also a watch out for Southland and those southern parts of Westerland, but that's really as we head through in towards Wednesday. So for most of the day, it looks like it stays dry. That cloud though you can see thickening up around that western coast and down in the south. And in terms of our temperatures, again, not a bad story. In the best of that sunshine, highs of around about 13s and 14s. It's worth saying a cold start though, and a few pockets of early morning fog around, but they'll clear off pretty quickly. And generally, for most spots on the South Island, it should be a fine, dry day. Another clear, cool night though, as we head through in towards the early hours of Wednesday morning. So speaking of Wednesday, you can see that heavy rainfall pushes down on towards the far southern parts of the country. In towards Fiordland, that heavy rain warning, 90 to 140 millimetres of rainfall through there. And a watch as well for those southern parts of Westland and towards Southland through Wednesday as well. So a pretty wet looking story there. You see that rain lingers around that western coast as we head through towards the end of the day. A quick look ahead to Thursday. It's worth keeping a very close eye on the forecast as this next feature runs in from the north, likely to bring some more heavy rain and some stronger winds towards those more northern and western parts as we head towards the end of the day on Thursday, and perhaps in towards Friday pushes that rain in towards places like the Bay of Plenty, perhaps even those northern parts of the South Island as well. So worth keeping a close eye on the forecast and particularly any watches and warnings. And as always, you can find all that latest information at metservice.com.